So anytime I
Welcome, everybody, to the 4th episode of Insert Title Here show here on this channel. Welcome. Tonight's going to be a very interesting topic as we talk about, are we heading into World War III, head down, just running towards it? And we're going to go around the horn. Everyone, introduce yourself. We'll start off with Nate.
Well, he already said my name. My name is Nate, but my internet name is Full Metal Nate, soon to be Full Metal Critic, as I'm kind of working on revitalizing the movie channel for 2025. But mostly do a bunch of D&D stuff with 2 of the lovely guests on this panel. And you can find me at Full Metal Nate, where you can watch me torture these sorry sons of bitches every 2 weeks on Saturday.
Okay, Theo.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Theo Snodgrass. My internet name is also Theo Snodgrass. I'm a comedian. I do stand-up comedy. If you want to find out where I'm doing stand-up comedy and you want to come see it, or you want to see videos of stand-up comedy I've already done, go ahead and check out my social media. And for the record, I do think we're headed for World War III, and I can't wait.
I thought you said Theo Snot Ass for a second.
Okay, so my nickname in middle school was Snot Jizz. That's
What?
true. Yeah.
you should never told us that. You never told us that. You should never told us
2
that.
years straight. That was all. They called me that more than my name. That was the main thing I got called through most of my middle school years.
Wait, say it again?
Time.
Well,
Not Jizz.
I think it's not jizz. I think all your new internet friends are about to bring that hidden gem back to life, baby.
You wanted to talk about clips that we can pull out. I mean, you gave it beauty.
Every time he shows up from now on, I'm gonna be like, "Hey, Snot Jizz, what's up?" Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm fucking with you.
Oh man,
I'm not.
Oh man.
Okay, then on to, since everyone's been pointing it out, IronOxide.
Hello.
How you doing?
Thanks for having me on. You said this is what, your 3rd episode? 4th?
4th episode.
Awesome,
Number
man.
4.
Keep it going. I host the weekly Rogues Gallery. That's about all I have time for. And maybe an occasional sci-fi show over with Diesel. Usually every Sunday, just not this Sunday because we didn't prepare, and he's got other engagements. Going to be on Moxie Dame's channel doing a Star Trek reading, so that should be pretty cool. And I'll be joining Nate, the sadistic son of a bitch above me, for D&D tomorrow. And subscribe to my channel. I stream with everybody here. We all have a lot of fun.
Fuck yeah, we do.
We're gonna ignore the obvious that Theo's playing with pussy. On Quiz Master Darnell Quigley.
Would you play D&D with me? I played D&D with me hard.
Hey guys,
Oh,
Quizmaster
what?
Darnell Quigley here. We are a few minutes late because my dumb ass was making some music. Sham Records, youtube.com/@Sham Records. We put out a few songs this past week. We'll be putting some more out for the next month. We have enough songs for a while. I also play D&D with this guy and this guy. I co-host with this guy on Insert Title Here, and I'm drawing a blank on the other name because I'm such a fucking piece of shit.
Well, the other one is the soon to be coming TBD. All the good show titles are taken podcast.
That one, yes. I'm also do MSK show Monday and Saturday nights, but most importantly, the Tuesday night on Mr. Burger, 8:45 p.m. Central quiz time with Quizmaster Darnell Quigley.
I thought there was no one more important than me.
Shut your fucking mouth.
Go fuck yourself.
Keep my show's name out your fucking mouth.
That's the one thing
Was
I'm
it-
enjoying so far is trying to find additional clips to put in there but it's a matter of now watching through all my movie collection and my TV show collections just to go, okay, right at this time I need to clip this part out.
I know,
need to get the
It's
you
such
need
a
to
bad
get
thing, huh?
you need to get the
No.
one of Deadpool from Deadpool and Wolverine where he's like, keep my country's name out your fucking mouth. I'm gonna start saying that to people who live in America and are just like, man, I hate America. Oh, all right, keep my country's name out your fucking
Well,
mouth.
anytime you see Ellen DeGeneres say America, just tell her that because she moved to Britain.
Oh,
Bye,
it
bitch.
is official now that she has?
Apparently, she moved the other day, a couple days ago.
Temporarily, she doesn't want to be. She doesn't want people to find out she's on the Diddy list.
Bro,
Oh man.
Okay, so let me pull up the first thing here. So to get this party started, since we're going to be talking about World War III, so we have Donald Trump winning the election. And we had all these countries. We had Hamas kind of saying, we're ready to come to the table to start peace talks. We had even Russia and Putin saying, I'm ready to start discussing peace. China sent a message going, hey, we're hoping we can live in peace and in quiet. And what does Joe Biden do? He makes the decision to tell Ukraine, you know those missiles we gave you? You have the authorization to go ahead and just launch those into Russia. What the hell is he trying to do?
Sounds like sabotage.
Fuck us all to death.
it's not him. It's whoever's controlling him. They are making him do this so they can try and fuck up the inauguration.
Okay. So on a previous podcast, I compared wokeness to the cordyceps virus. And what I meant by that, I really kind of mean that, like, ideas have consequences, and it kind of like functions as like a hive mind system. It doesn't actually need like an exact, like, you don't need like a Dr. Evil figure at the top, acting, calling the shots. Ideas have consequences, and people are just gonna like act out their ideas, right? Yeah. So this idea, and this is the Democrat warmonger forever war machine just acting out what it needs to do to perpetuate itself, because Trump represents an existential threat to the machine. As soon as he gets in office, he's just going to start stripping it for parts. I'm here for it.
Do you think people are so anti him, like on the left side? I don't mean like civilians. I mean like people in the government, because he knows that they're on the Diddy list and Epstein list, and they don't want him to expose it.
I think so.
I think it's both. I think it's both the Diddy list and the Epstein list.
Because most of these people loved him before he ran.
Yeah, I think one of the things that's coming out, I think that maybe that's why they turned on Trump so hard, is because he used to be a part of the celebrity class. Like, he was one of the special people, and then he started throwing rocks at the celebrity class. He was like, yeah, I don't pay taxes because the fucking tax code lets me get away with murder. That's why I don't. You want me to pay taxes? Yeah. Change the fucking tax code. I don't pay taxes because I'm smart. And it's like, I always kind of thought it worked that way, but now he's saying it. I always kind of
when Chappelle laid it all out, he describes how Trump's star was born. He said, you're not going to change the code, because if you change the code that I use, that means you're changing it for all of your donors and all of your friends in Hollywood. And you won't do that.
And that's the thing. That's what I mean by the system defending itself. Like, he's not going to, like, he's going to purge the cordyceps virus and everything associated with it. And it's kind of blended with this corporatist warmonger Democrat machine. It's kind of like imported this like wokeness degeneracy, which has just made it so much worse. Right. And that's all kind of like one thing right now. And it knows that Trump is a threat, and it wants to just stomp him out. And I don't think it can. I think it's gotten past that point. I think train's already left the station, man. Although I think that's why so many crazy, like, terminally online unhinged woke people are trying to kill Trump. It's actually like an extension of, like, they believe it when they say Trump is Hitler. They believe it. That's what I mean by ideas have consequences.
That's how they get told so many times starts to be believed.
Yes.
Well, that's how they recruit these people, man. That's how, like, the CIA and these people recruit these people because they have this stuff in their brains. It's like you said, man. They believe that these are the ultimate evil, and that anything is justified to take care of the ultimate evil. It's like they're sitting there like, if you could go back and take out baby Hitler, man, it's justified. See, because they have it in their brains, and they're basically just useful tools. These people, they don't care. That's the thing, man. And it's so sad, but I'm glad that there's like a great awakening, because it's the elites versus us, man. They don't care about these people. And these people, there's some of them that are so lost on the left, man. They've had this, it infects them, man. And it's like they've been totally brainwashed. It's like MK Ultra. It infects, like, yeah. And it's like and they recruit these people and stuff like that. Like that one kid, the one kid that the first one that took the shot at him, man, they were up there like with pressure watches, bleaching all the DNA evidence off of the stuff, man. And this kid, how many kids about that age have zero social media presence, man? All of that stuff was scrubbed, dude. Everything about that kid was scrubbed, man. Before he that was the thing that just really was baffling, because as the reports were coming out, they're like, yeah, we looked through social media, and this kid, he had nothing out there. We had this, right?
Yeah, I'm sure that's the case.
Okay, you look at a picture of that kid, you tell me he doesn't have a Reddit account.
Oh, he's got something, man.
No way.
He's got something, man. They all have that. These people, they're broken. They've got that look about them. But the thing is, man, even if you're not, say like the most attractive person at all, but like you can do things to improve yourself, man. Like, I don't know, do exercise, health, things like that, make you that make you like a good person inside, and then it exudes from you, man.
Yeah,
it's
I agree with you. I agree with you, but you got to also understand, especially where the situation a lot of these young men are in, these guys that are like maybe only 20 years old or even younger, like they've grown up in a world where they've been told 100%, just they've been on the receiving end of negative propaganda telling them that men are garbage and have no place in the future. And they're online and they see people, they're bombarded with images all the time of people who have amazing lives that they can never have. And they look around and their life sucks. And they're also growing up in an era where their opportunities with girls are basically zero. Like, folks, I would say like the late end millennials were probably like the end of this. Cause like when I was in college, dating apps first came out when I was like a senior in college. So, but like prior to that, like if you were a goofy looking teenager or like young adult man, you could find some girl, you could maybe learn a couple of jokes, maybe learn to be funny. You could find some girl to get in a car with you and go down to the drive-in and maybe get some love. You know what I'm saying?
Just make her laugh, dude. It's all you gotta do.
Darnell knows what's up. My buddy, my best friend saying the same thing, man. He was like, I figured out like I was gonna be that dude. It's gonna make you laugh, man. I go into a group of people, that I'm not telling you, anything like that.
These young men today don't have those opportunities because of the internet. Like it's crushed them.
You were exactly right. See, I saw, dude, and it just broke. I just felt so bad for this kid. I was a couple months ago. I was at a Target, like in Columbus, and I saw this kid. He may have been 16, right? He's kind of overweight, but he's wearing like a skirt, and he's over there in the makeup section getting this stuff. And I'm just like thinking to myself, this poor kid, if he had just like one positive friend or somebody in his life, like a buddy, like I had in high school, or say, you could go, hey man, after school, let's go play some basketball, let's go do just something active, like a positive, anybody positive in his life. Because the poor kid, it's like I could just see it, man. It's like you've got all this stuff where they want to promote this trend, whatever non-binary stuff, and it makes you feel special, man. Like they're elevated on a platform. You know what I'm saying? So, and somebody like that, who's like, because we all everybody wants to feel special,
Right.
We all want to feel
And
special.
belong.
And
Yeah, it's
belong
about
and
being
be part of
part
a
of the
group.
group.
God, I really feel attacked tonight.
And another
exactly
thing,
right.
man, a lot of these kids, when you fucking find out, they're not even remotely interested in the same sex romantically. They don't want to go there. That kid in the makeup section probably doesn't want to fucking bone his best friend Matthew.
No,
Okay.
but no, and that's what I'm saying. He's just like did this to fit into
Right.
be part of this special group, man. And it just seriously, man, it broke my heart to see this kid, and I'm just like, man, it just the opportunities that I had and everything, man. I just it's like it seems like now that some of these kids have your kids are always supposed to have like greater opportunities than like your grandparents, and your parents had a better opportunity than your grandparents, and your grandparents had a better opportunity than your great grandparents, and that's how it's supposed to be. And it seems like from what I've heard and seen, it's like the kids nowadays, it's like they have less opportunity.
Dude, we're taking away these kids' opportunities to even have meaningful, sexual relationships in the future, or have kids at all.
That
all
right
the
there,
shit they're pumping into them at an early age before they're old enough to be willing to make that kind of life-changing decision. We're completely fucking them for life and turning them into permanent customers for the pharmaceutical industrial complex.
That's some of the worst evil on the planet, to mess with kids, dude. There is no, and I'm telling you that in the real
and
nefarious,
this is all to make some fucking wine mom that just treats their kids like purse puppies feel accepted by her fucking tennis group.
Let me tell you, the real nefarious stuff like that, and you can probably say sometimes maybe I'm got my tinfoil hat on and everything like that. But the real nefarious thing behind this is pure demonic evil, because if one thing that Satan wants to do to mess with God the most is to mess with an innocent child. You've got all this child trafficking, this pure evil. And think about it. There is no more innocent human on the planet than children, man.
Well,
and to corrupt and mess stuff like that up, man.
I forget if you had ever served like time in prison. I know we've talked about our same with any of you guys up here, but when I worked in the jail, we had to keep the child predators away from everybody. They had to be segregated in like either isolation
because they kill them, right?
In the medical dorm, because the medical dorm was people who can barely even wipe their own ass. Because I don't care if you had a gangbanger who killed 30 people. If you find out that this guy, just in general, this guy touched or hurt a child, that guy was dead. But that guy was dead or beat senseless.
You see, even in a place like what you're saying, Darnell, even in a place like that,
kids are
it's like for some people there is a sense of right and wrong to these guys. Even some of the hard gangbangers, like you said, that just know that messing with kids is wrong, man.
Look, I had some of the some very hard people in there for some very serious crimes. Asked me, hey, can you leave their cell unlocked tonight whenever you lock us down? I'm like, dude, why? I know why, but gotta ask. Like, no, I can't let that happen. I can't, man. Can you?
I know.
Lock us all down except for him. Like, no, dude, why? Because he said you don't hurt a kid.
Yeah,
kids are off limits.
That's how, man. That's when you feel like there's so much evil now because of the fact. And look how it is in the media. You remember when Sound of Freedom come out? They were sitting there dismissing completely, outright, any no child trafficking, stuff like that. Even if there is the slimmest of the slim chance that there might be some, and this could help that, raise awareness, why would you ever be against it? Or even if it wasn't happening, you could raise awareness so that in case it does, people would know what to look for. Why would you ever be against that?
Well,
man?
you remember
That's
all the theaters
evil.
that was shutting down that was airing it because like the air conditioner broke or projector broke, but never
Yep.
happened before that, right?
Yeah.
Or since.
It's so crazy.
Demonic.
Even if it was just a cool movie about a good-looking white guy killing pedophiles, even if that's just the movie, why is that like right-wing propaganda? Like, why are you so concerned that the movie about pedophiles being bad is a threat to you? Why are you threatened by that? Why are you so committed to defending pedophiles? What is that?
Right.
Why is that bad for you? Why is it bad
It's
for
very
you?
because it's
We're
very
against
telling for them.
pedophiles.
It is.
It's
dude.
very telling for them when if you pay attention to exactly what they're protesting against, it's
Mhm.
because they're feeling attacked, which means, okay, what are you covering for, or what are you not saying? Because your actions are saying a whole different story.
Right. If you're feeling like it's like if in the thing, you know how they're always just like with this trans rights stuff, and they go on and on of what rights do you not have, and what it boils down to the right to not like do this stuff for kids.
Well,
to have the kids,
one of the most telling articles was when they said, I think it was from the AP when it said how harsher sentences towards child sex offenders will disproportionately harm the trans community. There were so many like it went to that Bart Simpson. What an odd thing to say, or Kramer. Well, why would you say that? But exactly. And Sound of Freedom really showed their ass, because how can a true story about a man that saved fucking all these kids against known convicted, child, brought down one of the biggest international child sex trafficking rings known to man at that point in time. They called it right-wing propaganda. Are you fucking kidding me?
Exactly, man. That's the way that they just.
You see that they tried to like discredit him.
Yes, they
did.
Yeah, they did.
Was like trying hard. Oh, he lied about this and that didn't happen. Like, dude,
he's a racist. That was a common one.
Protect like the traffickers this much?
Yeah, why are they working so hard to discredit the guy who arrests pedophiles? What the fuck is going on?
Exactly.
So that was an interesting segue. No, I mean, great. So Biden leading us into war with all of everything involved. So now Russia, then Ukraine goes and fires those missiles.
Wow.
Attack them.
So, and it's not like they were attacking an area that, let's say, Russia had taken over.
Nope.
That was Ukraine land. No, they fired into Russia.
Yeah.
Yep.
At this point, that Russia already had in their guidelines saying this is a full threat on us. That is a war. And we are going to hold whoever is responsible for firing the missile, and we're going to hold responsible for the people that provided the missile.
Yep.
Well,
this is all part of the accelerating this thing, trying to start World War III before Trump gets in there. What Alex Jones was talking about today was that they're nearing a peace deal between Ukraine and Trump. What he's worried about is a false flag attack by these monsters, these death worshiping monsters that would try to trigger a catastrophic event or World War III. These people, and it's I'm telling you, it's almost, and I might seem, like I said, tinfoil hatty, but it's almost inconceivable for people like us to grasp how evil these people are. We're talking about people that are, they want to bring the population down to like 500 million over the whole planet. They and there's no length that they won't go to or line they won't cross. And that's why it's
and
so
that's what kills me
precarious.
about the people, about the general public that support them.
Yeah.
It's like you do realize you are the carbon they want to reduce.
Right.
You are
They
the
don't-
population they want to reduce.
And they haven't, and they
They're-
have not been shy about explaining that too.
No.
That's the thing about it is they are obvious and just right out there in front. Everything from
Yes.
in
What's this-
vaccinations when they
what-
talked about it. And I mean, to
What's-
the wars that they're going to throw fighting age soldiers into in other people's lands to reduce carbon.
Yeah.
What-
and the people that vote for that and are behind that, it's like, I'm telling you, some of them, I don't know if they're even capable of being woke up, man. It's like you could show them facts, show them without a shadow of a doubt, facts, statistics. This is this, this is this. 2 + 2 = 4. It's black and white, and it's still it'll like their immediate response, and you've seen it, is anger. They'll just get mad and start screaming because it's like their CPU starts to malfunction.
I've done this with people in real life, people that I care about and still do. I don't care that they disagree with me 100%. When I show them the real evidence of something, like, no, they literally say, here's the thing. That's a conspiracy theory. But I'm showing you what they're saying. This is it. I mean, there's no edit. It's right there.
Yeah,
Here's another one and another one. And they just keep repeating.
Yeah.
Well, that's a conspiracy theory.
Or they get their talking points, man. It's like they really are NPCs, and they get their downloaded talking.
And what's going to complicate things even worse now is with AI technology. It's going to increase the quality of deepfakes to the point where they're getting us to the point where we can't even believe what we see anymore.
Don't attack my
to
music.
Continue the confusion, to continue to push propaganda.
Yeah.
And the NPCs, I mean, they're already susceptible. Now they're trying to get more people that wouldn't necessarily.
Let me tell you how realistic that shit looks. I was on Snapchat the other day, and I was watching like one of those like pimple popping videos, or like the hair follicles that's full of hair, whatever. I was watching one of those, and it cussed an ad of Joe Rogan talking about using something for something. I forget what. Well, I go to the link that's at the bottom of the screen. I typed it in my browser. It's a fucking scam site. The ad played like 15 more times since I've seen it the first time. That shit looks real as fuck. It's AI.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no mistakes in it. Like when it play, it'd go back to the video. What, you tap left side screen, it backs up and plays it again. I watched it over and over again. There was no mistakes in this video.
Did they have any hands in there? Because
yes,
it looked like some hands, and they didn't have like 6 fingers. And
it looked like he was doing it from his studio, his podcast studio. No mistakes talking about this product he uses all the time. If you go to the link, it's a fucking scam site, and it tries to start putting viruses on your computer.
Man, it's like they could slip us into the matrix, and we wouldn't even
crazy.
know it.
I want to, for comedy purposes, I pay a lot of attention to the men versus women stuff that goes on online. And so I've looked at it. I think a lot of those pages, the content that they post is AI generated because it's all really formulaic. Like the posts for women follow a certain formula. The posts for men follow a certain formula. It's like you just got to get some kind of stat that makes people angry, some kind of absolute statement, some kind of just, inflammatory language, whatever. It's not that hard. A chatbot can do it. And I started looking at them, and I was like, I went deep down a rabbit hole of one of these pages for women. You need a video of a girl crying with a sad song in the background, and then like a rape stat. And, and you could just watch like 100 of those. And I have a homegirl, and she shows me videos that she sees at her social media feed. Like, what do you think about this? And I'm like, okay, well, that's made up by AI to make you hate men. They're just like hacking your brain right now. That's not even a real person. Like they do these fake Reddit stories that are clearly AI generated, where it's like, my man pushed me down the stairs so that because his mother told him to, or something, or whatever. I don't know. They just make it so inflammatory, and they make the man be the biggest, most insensitive doofus in the world. It's just clearly designed. He's always cheating or picking his mom over her, or he was inconsiderate. He didn't listen, and he didn't notice her new haircut. He just does everything wrong. And it's just, and then he expected sex at the end. So it's just like, it's designed for them to be like, oh, they just get all mad. And the same thing happens for men. Every other fucking thing on the feed is like divorce, cheating, divorce, child custody, divorce, whatever. It's like,
You know what?
I
Go
think
on.
this shit is like, I actually think a lot of those pages are just completely AI generated content that is designed to make men and women hate each other. And I
it's
think that's
AI
the most
and-
evil thing possible.
or scripted, like those videos where it's like, I caught her cheating. Like the whole video is like, okay, what's this math problem? She'll figure it out. Flip the page. Look in your pocket. Check your back pocket. And it's like this whole little scavenger hunt thing. It's like 3 minutes long.
Yeah,
And it does, and it ends without finding out. It's all scripted. All this shit's scripted, either AI, like you said, and or just scripted videos that they've received the script for, and they've made a video after the script.
You got to understand, guys, like a lot of folks, because we're so shut in now, and also a lot of young folks have always been shut in. They have more experience like with the opposite sex from the phone than they do from real life, because a lot of these folks, they didn't have daddies, or they didn't have good relationships with their moms. So that for a lot of young men, their understanding of women is like porn and fucking YouTube videos about how terrible women are. And women, their only experience with men is fucking TikTok videos where it's, women my age who are 30 plus, still single, got a bunch of cats, giving these young girls advice that is gonna keep them single forever. It's the most insidious, vile bullshit you could possibly imagine.
Man, you better be 6'3", have six-figure income.
Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I will say they all say that, but I will say I used to live on a train and I still got laid. So what I'm saying is what women say versus what they actually do are different things. Like that is definitely true. Like I'm not a tall man, but I'm
well, there is right now an inordinate amount of 2s that believe they're 10s. And they're the ones that are going on social media acting that way.
I think they've got to know. Okay, here's the thing. This is something I've noticed. You guys run with me on this. So this is the second time this happened to me. So a couple of times in my life, I've run into groups of 3 girls where the dumpiest one was a feminist and decided to throw a feminist shit fit because she didn't want to tolerate the misogyny in the room, right? But it's always the dumpy looking ones. So like she has to know she's dumpy looking. That's why she's
bringing everybody down because she wants to.
This has been going on since before the woke mind virus. The ugly girl of the group is always the cock block that is keeping all of the
we don't want guys
from
we're
even
just
having
here to dance,
getting laid, or getting a date.
It's girls' night.
I was at a dive bar doing some comedy, just getting my reps in, and there were these 3 girls that were, one of them in particular was not having a good time. She decided that the comedy was misogynistic and all this and stuff and all this and that. And I went out there to just make polite conversation because she had a friend who looked kind of cute and nice who was looking at me. But before I could even get to the friend, she threw up this force field of just fucking negativity and started dropping all these buzzwords. And she said the bar wasn't queer friendly, even though it's literally owned by 2 gay men, and it's literally crawling with gays at all hours of the day, but it's not queer friendly enough for this heterosexual white woman. And that's insane. But I think what we've done is we've given the dumpy looking feminist friend, and we've just said her opinion is the most important opinion in the world.
Right, man. When we let the minority have the opinion for the majority, dude.
And it's like most people are cool. Like even her friends were not really down with it, but because she was being so confrontational and they didn't want to check her, like they just went along with it because it was easier than starting a conflict. And there was a time in my life where I would have locked horns with her, but I just said, you know what? You seem great. God bless. And I walked away. From now on, if you want me to fight a feminist, you got to pay me to do it on a podcast. I'm not doing that shit for free anymore.
What if it was Gorlog the Destroyer? Would you fight her?
No,
I would. No, I wouldn't. I'm kidding.
Oh, man.
I just had to stick my 2 cents in there.
Oh, man.
Now, here's the thing with Gorlock. I think I'm not quite sure, is just playing a role at this. Like, it's performative art.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of that going
you
around.
got to work with what you got, and God bless that individual. They're working with what they got. They're playing this shtick in this role, kind of like Dylan Mulvaney. The whole thing is a fucking shtick. It's a grift.
Yeah.
He's playing a part. He's being a provocateur. It's all a performative piece. So I actually got a little bit of respect for the guy and for Gorlock because they're leaning into it, working with what they got and going forward. Now, is it also a little bit damaging to society because they're both promoting some unhealthy stuff? Yes, but at the same time, they're making such a mockery of it and making it so ridiculous that's like, who's really taking them seriously? So again, I go back to good job, guys. Girls, yeah. I'm not sure.
And I think here's the thing. That's a great point. I'm kind of chewing on that because Dylan Mulvaney got so many awards and so much mainstream acceptance, and so many celebrities came out and told him how wonderful he was. That upset so many normal people.
Yep.
So many just like normal humans were like, absolutely fucking not. And I think that Dylan Mulvaney probably did more to turn people to Trump than we even realize. Like,
well,
probably,
this just shows you too how closed bubble they actually are around this issue, that they thought it was a good idea to put them with Bud Light.
Yes.
Right.
And that blew up that company. And don't worry, other companies are following, like Jaguar.
I would not be surprised if Dylan Mulvaney comes out is like a speaker at the inauguration. We fucking did it, guys! Woo!
Yeah.
I mean, he's still flaming. He's still flaming, but yeah, he's like,
dude, that guy. Did you ever see Gundam? Gundam did videos on that guy years ago.
Oh yeah,
man.
Yeah. So with that in mind. I
was going to say one more thing real quick, like, if that's cool. Going back to what you're saying, having all this instant stuff on demand. Back in the day to get porn, we had some of the old guys know we had to go through some effort, dude.
We had to go,
even before the internet, we'd have to go buy magazines. And then when we got the internet, it'd just be like dial up, and you just be sitting there, man, 2 hours. Like, man, I think I see a kitty.
I remember the first time I watched porn on my phone, and it wasn't a huge pain in the ass. It was super easy. I was like, oh, I like this.
This is a bad thing.
I can walk around.
But here's the thing. Like, I look, I'm completely off it now. But it took me like a year to get off.
Yeah.
The process of getting off it was really difficult. It actually has a big impact on your dopamine production and your like emotional regulation. Like, it's hurting you way more than you think. Like, I've had, girls I hooked up with compliment me because I was capable of getting an erection. Okay. And I'm not hooking up with old broads exclusively. Occasionally, definitely. I don't.
No, but like,
I do like older women.
It's that porn, man.
Well, yeah.
It's like you got to. It's like you've trained your brain to get aroused by a certain type of thing, man. And like, you know how it is. I remember seeing a Hustler back in the day, and it was like, wow. But now you're just like, wow, that's all just right there in your face. But now it's just like, whoa.
Theo, you bring up older
when
women,
I was
so
a
like
kid.
25.
Go ahead.
No.
There's a little Nate lore with that one.
Oh yeah, no shit. Yeah, my dad tried to hook me up with this older chick. I think she was like 25.
Shut up.
Oh yeah, Nate. Yeah, Nate's over there. I think she was 27 or 25.
Here's the thing.
Man.
This is what I'll say. Especially this is for Nate. This is for the young gentleman out there. I'll say this: like Gen X women
play
are
Aliens versus Predator in peace.
No, Nate, listen to this.
Women like mid 40s and up actually like men. They actually like having men around. They know what a man is, and they enjoy hanging out with them. So if you're a young guy out here and you want to cut your teeth and like try to figure out dating, I would recommend going out a couple of times at least with an older woman. And if you're lucky enough to take one to bed, I highly recommend that experience as well.
I just bring back a MILF. There you go.
Yeah,
that's exactly
what
right.
you like those older Gen X women. I'm just like, motherfucker, I'm Gen X.
You know what? My generation is fundamentally fucked up anyway, so I would not be opposed to it.
Nate is self-aware.
You could easily find a chick in her mid to late 30s that's kids are already old enough you don't even have to fuck with them anymore. They're in late high school, maybe even off to college. That hope for that. They've already gone through the shit. They know what they want. They're straightened out, and all you have to do is be that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good.
And as you're looking for that, we have incoming World War III, because in retaliation of Ukraine lobbing U.S. missiles into Russia, Russia responded with a missile right back into Ukraine.
Yeah, aren't these like 5
I just
minutes
want to
across the
say,
Atlantic?
Drunken Emerald, welcome to trying to keep a panel on the
I know.
actual fucking subject.
Right.
Especially, man, my superhero, I'm like, code name is the Distractor. It's just like, man, I can derail, so I can start talking about the damn return vent that's right over here on the floor, man. Dude, it's dusty. Man, you ever get those things, man? How long does it? Man, why in the hell do you have to get this thing and everything? Why does it cost so much? You know, it's like,
Hey, did I ever tell you about my invention I thought about? It's $1 million idea. It's called a jump to conclusions mat. Anyway.
Ours wouldn't get that one.
No, he would not. So, yeah, so now we got Russia that's throwing the missiles now into Ukraine as a response. And the reports are coming out that with Ukraine launching into Russia is actually the act of war, and war is now technically fully going on because it's U.S. missiles. They hold U.S. and NATO responsible. So by definition, we may be already in World War III. Thoughts?
Okay, so stuff like this, we should already be if they are claiming this, then why is it not full-blown war? I think Putin's talking to Trump.
oh, he is, man.
Trump is the only thing keeping us from turning into World War III. It has to be. Because he respects Trump, and he knows Biden did everything he did. And Trump's like, look, man, this dude's fucking insane. Just
Yeah, the
hold out till
majority
January
of the
20th.
American population does not want this to escalate.
No.
We voted against this.
Yeah.
It's
People
also
that hate Trump voted for him because of this.
also like I don't think the public in Russia wants to fucking go to war with the United States either.
No.
I don't
No.
think
Well-
I don't think anybody is psyched about the prospect of
How
going
many-
to war.
I remember how many times I was working at a COVID testing site when the invasion happened, and how many times within like the first month there was reports of Russian soldiers like ripping their patches off and like just fuck it, I'm staying in Ukraine. Like I want nothing to do with this war.
We're living in a different time when it comes to warfare. We're living in the past. We'll use the Cold War as an example. There was a lot of ways for communication to completely break down across the Iron Curtain. So the other side didn't know what was going on with the other, especially when it came to the population. We live in such a connected world nowadays. Everyone is pretty much on the same page. No one wants to get in conflict. No one wants to get into war. And it's these people at the top that are the ones driving conflict.
Yep. These demonic, their death works. Alex Jones has been saying it for forever, man. They're a death cult. They're like a Satanist death cult, man. And they're just it's insanity.
A lot of people are financially invested in this conflict escalating.
Yes,
Maybe not
military
escalating
industrial
that far.
complex.
Exactly. And it's all the people that are financially attached to that.
Right. And those are the
Well,
people that are
what
going to get
happened-
purged if Trump takes office.
Yep. And this is part of the reason for escalate. In my opinion, this is part of the reason for the escalation. They are trying to spark something off so that when he comes into office, there's actually a hot war, which means that the military industrial complex, in the sense of like Raytheon and all of the other arms makers, are going to still have to make the bombs, make the weapons to Halliburton. They're going to be making money because they have to supply the war efforts.
Or you know how they keep saying peaceful transfer of power, peaceful transfer of power. Remember, these people do the opposite of what they say. You know what I'm saying, man? That's why I'm like, I wouldn't put it past them to start some kind of false flag, start something so that they could try to keep even the presidency from changing. And we all know Biden's not doing anything. These people aren't running the country. We knew back in 2019 the dude's brain was gone.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think they're done trying to kill Trump either.
No. That's why I'm saying, man, seriously, if you're religious, pray for the man and pray for our country, man. That is good overcomes evil, because there's so much. Dude,
there's so much.
I'm telling
bad
you,
shit.
if you're a little bit in tune with it, you could feel it. Like there was a big relief after the election, but it's still, I'm so wary of that. Just pray that he makes it to January 20th, and we can just the fact that they're just starting this stuff, and the fact that they have kept Russia at to use them as an excuse for their like constant never-ending war. Russia would have been cool, you know, after the Soviet Union was broke up. It was like what Putin. Now Putin is a thug and a murderer, man. He's KGB. But like, did you watch the interview he did with Tucker Carlson? Like when he wasn't going and rambling on about the history stuff, but he was talking about how after the Soviet Union fell, he was thinking that everybody was going to be cool with Russia. And it was expected that they were going to do something, but they kept them. It's like they kept them as an excuse or as an enemy instead of like being cool with it so they can have their forever wars, man. These people are just,
Well, the question is okay, we get in, let's say something does fully spark off. We do go in right into World War III. The U.S. is going to have to do a draft because I don't think there's enough Americans willing to fight in a conflict.
Yeah,
Nope.
I don't think people are going to go with it. They can draft all they want, man, but I don't think people are going to go along with it because there's so many. Look at the election map. You notice the only state she won is where they didn't have voter ID.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying, man? There's a whole lot.
And then
Like what? I'm always
you take the states that have no voter ID, the states and the counties. You overlap that with the states that won for Democrat. You overlap that with states and counties and cities that are sanctuary cities.
Mhm.
What a fucking coinky dink. They all line up.
Yeah,
perfectly.
it's coincidence.
I think another reason people are just that they're not willing to fight if worse comes to shove is because, I mean, imagine being told by your government that you're not wanted, that you're hated. People don't like you just for the simple reason that you fucking exist and draw
Skin
breath.
color,
And
man.
then when they need you the most, now all of a sudden, you know, oh, you're their friend now. You know, we need you. Come fight for it. Nah, fuck you.
Hey, welcome to law enforcement.
Yeah, exactly. See. I don't know, man. It takes a special kind of. I don't know how you could deal with it, man. Because like me, there was one time like I got my bike stolen when I was in college, man. It was kind of a piece of shit. But I was talking when I was writing down the description of everything. I would write it like I thought that a police report would go. You know, like saying, all right. This is when I saw this, and I was like, kind of like, I forget the exact terminology, but I was stating it like stuff that I had seen, maybe in movies, stuff like that. And the guy was like, "Have you ever considered a career in law enforcement?" I was like, "Yeah, I really just can't get into other people's business like that." And he's like, "Yeah, that's a."
Yeah, I was just, I've heard some stories like that before. I've asked people before, like, "Hey, you did a pretty damn good job. Would you ever consider this?" Like I was saying to Nate, that's how cops are, man. Everybody hates you till they need you. Then you're suddenly they're your best friend. But then when it's not as simple as, hey, I want this, and they get what they want, suddenly they hate you again.
Let me tell you, man. Even like I've got 3 DUIs, right? So it's like that's why this right here, man, means something, man. That 10 years, man, because like I was on the like fast track to death, but like. I always was this. Anytime I go through license check, even when I got the DUIs, I was as respectful as possible. Yes, sir, no, sir. That's how all these people that wind up getting shot or something at these stops, all you have to do is be nice, polite, do what the guy says, and then don't try to like argue it or try to act like, and you won't get shot, man. And even like going before, when I'd have to go to court for stuff, I'd put on a tie or something and yes, sir, no, sir. Try to be as nice and polite because people would come in there and like a Budweiser t-shirt or something like that. And then like, and just look like they just rolled out of the, I don't know, man. I'm just like, man,
My mom sued me because they claimed I broke the windshield of her vehicle. I was living with my dad. I was about to go to college. And the windshield had been broken before I moved out of her house. Her husband had punched a window. So they sue me. We show up to court. Her husband shows up to court in torn up jean shorts that he had ripped apart himself. No shoes, smelling like shrimp because he had went shrimping to get some cash to not have to work, with a shirt that said marijuana on it, with a big cartoon guy holding a joint. It says something like the best thing ever grown or something. And when the judge sided on my end, because the story's changed like 15 times, he walked out saying there's favoritism.
What are you saying?
He said it was favoritism. That's the mind of
favoritism, dude.
Yeah.
You couldn't possibly like if you gave AI unprofessional the definition of unprofessional and had it draw some, they could not make a more unprofessional.
If
they
I
yelled at
summon,
my grandfather paid for the verdict.
if I summon you to court and you show up to my courtroom looking like a fucking bum, I'm
That's
gonna
so
think you're crazy,
disrespectful, man.
Yeah, I'm just saying. What was he expecting to happen?
And with
The dude is perpetually stoned on weed 24/7. He has no brain cells.
Did he expect the judge to look at you and look at him and go, you know, this guy with no shoes on and the marijuana shirt, he seems totally like the victim here.
The dude was stoned out of his mind.
You get what you rightfully deserve.
Well,
So now-
they did win. They got kicked out of college because they kept having to come back for court from Texas, and they said you can't just you've been missing too much school. You need to get out. So
Oh my
they
god.
did win.
So, in honor of Nate going for Silver Foxes, there's
Muscle
some Silver
build after
Foxes for you.
60 comes down
So
to one thing.
because-
Oh wait,
I get so sick of freaking ads on these things. So, with all of the tension that's going on now, North Korea, leader of North Korea, is now accusing the U.S. of stoking tension. Warns of
you don't
nuclear
wanna do
war.
that.
So even he is aligning actually more with Russia and China, and it's just across the board. It seems to be heating up in different places.
Someone needs to tell that fucking short, fat
Well-
ass dumpling to mind his place. We will
Now,
turn
here's
his
the
fu-
thing, man.
We will
This is
turn
what-
his
this is
country
what
into a
we
parking
really
lot.
have to worry about is them creating their own version of the unholy trinity, which, you know, from World War II. Only this time it'll be North Korea, China, Iran, and Russia.
Yep.
And if
The
they do
axis-
that,
axis of
even
evil or whatever you want to call
even
it.
it, yeah, axis of evil. That's what it was called.
Yeah.
And even if they did that, even if they didn't turn into a hot war, what they could do, like economically, could be completely devastating to the Western world.
I am not scared of North Korea at all, dude. They
Not
are a
alone.
fucking
Not
joke.
alone.
No, but
No.
they have bodies that they can throw at the problem.
They have
Exactly.
allies.
And they're not afraid to throw them at the bodies. Plus, have you seen their military training videos? They're not as technologically advanced, but I mean, they're pumping these motherfuckers full of like fucking massive hormones and testosterone. For Asians, they're fucking huge, man.
And you got to keep in mind that even a lower technological enemy, it doesn't mean you're not going to be able to take out a very strong, powerful, technologically advanced army. Look what happened with the Ewoks. That aside, but in reality, look
Did you
what
just
happened with
compare
the
North
US.
Korean army to
US and
Ewoks?
Vietnam.
Yep, exactly. Vietnam is the best example of something where the
Guerrilla
US
warfare took, even though
wait.
we were overconfident with our technology at the time.
And look, they sent kids with strapped with bombs to blow up whole platoons.
Mhm.
And whether we
That's
do,
another
oh,
reason
look at
why,
the come here,
you know, the
kid.
fucking cave dwellers in the Middle East aren't going away anytime soon
You mean the ones that
because
fuck
they're
goats?
fucking physically capable with minimal resources.
I just
And
wish
the more
everybody would
comfortable we
smoke
get as a country, the less capable we're becoming.
I just wish everybody would smoke a blunt and chill the fuck out. Like, Jesus.
Hey man, some of that stuff makes some of us just scared.
Yeah.
That ain't no chilling out. That's like, man, let me tell you something. My brain, I smoke way too much weed, and it's just like
that.
I tell you the effect that it has on me, man. It's like I
just-
turn into next thing I know, I was in Debo's chicken coop. Couldn't nobody get me
Dude.
out from my mom.
Instead of going to the negotiating table with cigars and shit, Trump needs to go to the fucking He needs to go to the negotiation table with a bunch of joints and sit down with Zelensky and Putin and go, "This is the greatest weed that mankind has ever produced." I bring
Trump
it to you
don't
today.
drink or
I'm all for.
smoke, man.
I'm all for the moderator of the peace negotiations being Joe Rogan.
Nah, I wanted to be
seriously.
Snoop.
No, they need to be
Well,
clear-headed. They need to be clear-headed.
The biggest another one of our biggest problems is, of course, our media telling us there has to be a winner and has to be a loser
Yep.
in a war that doesn't fucking involve us. well, do you want Russia to win? It's not a
No,
The
it's like
beauty
I want
contest.
people
It's
to
not the
stop
World Cup.
dying, man.
Yeah,
like
this
Trump
is
said.
this is the kind of situation where nobody's going to end up walking away completely happy, but as long as you save lives, and you're going to have to bring people to the table you don't necessarily like. That's how diplomacy works. That's how the only way it works.
It's one of those things. Do you want a hot conflict that's going to draw more people into a war, that's going to cause more damage, more innocent people lose their lives over the fact that that a border conflict in a country that's happening across the planet from us is going on? Or do you want to just let's sit down at the table and you know what, we have a shitty peace deal? Not everyone's going to get what they want. The land's not going to be returned. It is what it is, but just stop the conflict at this point.
Yep.
The thing is the left sees that as giving in to the Russians, and the Russians win. Yeah.
You know when this thing popped off and all
It's
they
so
kept
funny that
saying
the Democrats are the fucking warmongers,
warmongers, man. You remember when they hated Dick Cheney and they're just like, we got Dick Cheney to
because I was one of them.
I know, right? I'll admit, back then, I didn't realize what a piece of crap the W was, man. What warmongering garbage that they were, and I'll admit that it took a while before I admitted it, but I still. Obama was the work, man. He's the one that dialed up all the cultural Marxism, racist stuff. Remember how everybody got along before that? Like kids, Gen X, we didn't care what color you were, man. Like, here's the thing, man, and I've always been like this. People are broken down into two categories, man, and it has nothing to do with race, man. You're either cool or you're an asshole. I don't care what color you are, man.
Well, this is really important. This is really important. So I can kind of connect some dots on this. So what happened was my generation, the millennials, I'm in my early 30s. My generation, the millennials, we went to college, and every single class had something about critical race theory or critical queer theory or gay or trans, all this woke stuff you hear all the time. Every single college class, didn't matter if it was math or history or what the subject was. Every single college class had this stuff taught to us like it was a fact. So everyone who went to college learned it like it was a fact. And so everybody who's teaching in elementary schools now between the ages of 22 and 40 was taught during their teaching program that as a fact, all of this woke stuff, right? And it was also, they were taught that it was their duty to spread it because privilege and racism and all this stuff is destroying society. And it's your job to explain to the little children as they come up that privilege and racism is destroying society so that they can fix the society. But in reality, they're teaching them to raise little revolutionaries. My niece came home from school. She's 12 years old. She came from school and I was like, what'd you learn at school today? And she's like, oh, we learned about different kinds of protest. And I was like, what the fuck? Why? And it's a Catholic school too. So this is not like, crazy public school, but it's like it's like I understanding like learning what civil disobedience is and the role of civil disobedience in a democracy is like a good thing, right? But it's just weird the degree how many kids want to grow up and like fight racism is weird to me.
Yeah, because what they did was they realized they couldn't divide people by like class. Like how they did it before.
Well, no,
so what they did was they came up with the like, let's divide us by gender, by skin color, by sexual orientation, this kind of thing, man. So they can, and it's the same kind of thing. The problem is, Diesel, they did figure out that we could be divided by class and by economics. And the problem with that is they're on the other fucking side of the fence. You're right about that. Everyone else is on this side. Yeah, so what did they do? This happened with Occupy Wall Street. They sent in fucking just like they did with the CIA back during the 60s and the civil rights movement. They sent in paid provocateurs to go in and infect it with, no, this is really about race, gender, X, Y, Z. And that broke apart everybody coming after fucking them, going after the banks, going after the elite, to we're all fighting each other based on stupid bullshit.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hijack.
Yes.
You there.
No. You're
hit a
absolutely
hot
right,
button
man. You
for me.
added right to it. Exactly, dude. You're absolutely
So
right.
this right here I'm sharing with you just wants to was Iron posted in the private chat. This latches on to what we were talking about a few minutes ago. Blue Sky is a haven for this shit. Apparently they received something like
Wonderful.
42,000 complaints in one day from Blue Sky users about other Blue Sky users. It was all about child predators. And I think it was the Labels of Blue Sky posted this, that all of last year they received like 300,000 complaints, and in one day they received over a quarter of their yearly complaints.
Yeah,
one day.
That's great though. Save democracy, save trans kids, save gender affirming care, save union jobs, save Hunter Biden, save minor attracted persons.
Just slipped it in there. Just slipped it in there like it was.
I'm
normal.
really
Pause.
surprised somebody here put save Israel
and save our vets.
Usually hear that.
I
From
am
the
too,
left
yeah,
at all.
yeah. Most of them are just they've gone for the free Palestine. They've gone to the stuff,
Yeah.
and you know that's amazing, dude. The thing, and this is something that is just like, man, it just like, especially when you have somebody that's a good friend like Tiny and her mom, man, who have helped me out and stuff, and just to see it makes my blood boil to have somebody like just spew hatred. It's like you never thought we'd ever go back to a time when like it's like, you know, like these people are like treating people like they did back in the 30s in Germany, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And it's just it infuriates me, man.
Well, they believe that we're at a post-history point in history. Like we've already evolved past the point where history matters. So we're better than the ancestors. And so our goals are more noble than the ancestors because we want progress.
Right.
Therefore, absolutely anything we do in the name of progress is totally justified.
Just
Racism in the name of eradicating racism is fine.
Yeah, just like how they think that suddenly communism will work with them. You know, the arrogance of thinking that
Well, it's never really been tried before.
No, you got to keep in mind, communism has never been done properly, as Iron was saying.
Exactly.
It's never been done right.
But
they'll do it right this time.
We're the narcissistic people that know that
it's
we're
not
the
like
ones
Saints
that can do
fans.
it right. Saints fans.
Next year's our year. Next year's our year. We'll do it right this time.
It's crazy. The idea of the philosophy based on resentment of other people's stuff. This is literally the story of Cain and Abel from the Bible is about this mentality of like, he has more stuff than me. And I have two choices. There's two things I can do with that information. I can either work on myself, try to reflect and work on myself, or I could kill him and take his stuff. And that story is warning you. It's very tempting to hop over there, kill your neighbor, and take his stuff. But that way leads to ruin. So you got to exile those people, got to get them out, you know? And that's the same idea that communism is based on. It's the same idea that wokeness is based on. This idea has been with us for a long time. It's an old idea. It's not a brand new idea. It's an old idea.
So murder's
I fucking love everything you just. I've never dissected the Cain and Abel story to be fucking go after the commies. That is beautiful.
That is good,
I
man.
was just
And
thought
as much as
murder bad, okay.
As much as I read the Bible,
I can't
man,
take
that's
all
a
the
really
credit for
good.
it. That's Jordan Peterson's analysis. I can't take all the credit for it. But
That's where I heard that from. Yeah, that's where I heard that from.
So we're gonna have with an example of, because you have modern warfare, more modern warfare compared to wars of the past, specifically World War
Warfare was a good game.
Well, it's kind of gone downhill.
Modern Warfare 2 and 3, man. I enjoy that. I heard it.
So this is one thing. You have Dwight Eisenhower, the general that led the Allies to victory in World War II, and then you have this joker here. Look at all of those awards.
And let's also look at the shoulders. Dwight is a 2-star general. This guy's a 4-star, and he lost the war.
For what? And I've thought this for a long time, since before AI became a thing. This fucking dude's face doesn't look real.
Nope.
It looks like somebody took what do we make an army man look, an old grizzled army man look like?
Like a wax figure.
He's wax. Yeah, it looks like something. If you ever watch that show Face Off, where they do visual effects, man, It looks like a fucking mask. It's so
He
creepy. Like,
definitely-
it wasn't until him that I started thinking the whole lizard man theory.
Yeah, I
might
know, right? The
hold
lizard
some
people
fucking water.
thing, man. The demons, dude. Yeah.
it's definitely been photoshopped. It is not. I don't think that is a natural picture.
Oh, and you know that
Well,
guy.
no,
pull
dude,
up a
all
regular
of those-
picture of him. He's very uncomfortable to look at.
all
Yeah.
of those things that he's got on him, man, they don't mean anything. Look what they gave that
Look, man,
creature that's like
he
the
looks
head
like
of
a
Health and Human Services, the Admiral, the
I
first female Admiral Rachel Levine, right? They gave that thing like this is an admiral now. So they're just like handing out this stuff like candy. So
Dude,
like
I
yeah,
worked-
here you go.
I worked with people who had 3 rows of fucking ribbons on their uniform. I had the longevity for the years and marksmanship, and I walked up on complaints with other people, and these guys were like 2 years into their career. I was 12 years in. They look at us, see that guy's chest. Oh, I want to talk to this guy because he's got all these awards. He's a rookie. And the guy's like, nah, dude, I'm the rookie. This guy knows what he's doing. And it's like, it's not what's on the fucking chest. Awards are bullshit.
Yeah, they
Awards are
are.
bullshit.
Well,
But they know
over
that
the
most
past
people
several
don't know that.
decades, they've become so politicized. They don't mean shit anymore. I'm sorry.
No,
Theo.
exactly. You're exact. That's what I was trying to get at, Aaron. You said it more eloquently.
Like most of the dude's pins were like, oh, I graduated college. I graduated. I graduated. Here's my bachelor's. Oh, I got a star because I graduated with a master's. 2 stars for a PhD. And I got a life-saving award. Well, how'd you get it? I was standing on the scene when this guy was saved by another officer, but I was mentioned, so I got the award.
Under my command.
No, just
No, just
there
standing
was
there,
a
man,
guy
like
who-
a union guy.
we had a guy who kicked the door in on a house 30 feet away from a house fire. He got an award because he kicked the wrong door in, but he was mentioned in the report. The officers saved the people in the house. He kicked the wrong door in. He got the he was one of the ones who got an award. Those awards are bullshit.
Yeah,
Awards are
they
bullshit.
are. I am not surprised with that, but it's still kind of painful to hear. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I saved a woman from drowning and saved the kid's mom from dying, and I didn't even get nominated. I didn't care because that's not why I did it.
No, you did it because it's the right thing to do.
Correct. Correct. In fact, I nominated the kid who helped me save his mom. And while we had the awards banquet, one of the majors came find me and said, hey, why are you not getting awards? I don't know. In the report, I nominated the kid. He said, yeah, sergeant should nominate you. I said, well, I don't care if he did or didn't because I didn't do it for an award. This 12-year-old kid helped me save his mom. He deserves a life-saving award,
Yeah.
not me. I was doing my job.
There goes
Well,
my-
well, the thing is with modern military, it is definitely taking on the participation award mentality. That's the problem. Is that we just need to give awards to give awards. Pat on the back. Hey, look at that! Your shoes are shined just perfectly. So guess what? We're going to give you an award for that.
Hey, guys, I'm probably gonna go.
He needs to
Fading.
sleep. We got shit
You got
tomorrow.
a big day tomorrow, trooper.
Yeah, you got to kill people in D&D, right? You psycho.
Well, I got to kill one person. Unless somebody decides to get in the way and they take a stray sword to the chest. I don't know.
Why has it got to be a sword? And why the chest?
I'm just saying. So it's
Huh?
one person. So you've already. It's either me
Yeah,
or Strider. For fuck's sake.
I was going to say
got it.
Strider.
I'm not
Strider.
choosing. I'm not choosing. I mean, I have a preference, but I mean, I'm leaving it up to you guys.
Okay, if you would like to see push Chris Estrada in your stream tomorrow,
Say what?
if you want to push kind of
Talk about the
advertise
stream,
Chris
Nate.
Estrada for
Nathan.
tomorrow, what you got
he's
going
letting
on?
me do an outro, dude.
Yeah.
Like seriously, I'm toast. Like I'm fading fast. No, just like these guys already said, Curse of Straw tomorrow night at 5 p.m. We are doing a 5-hour episode. This is gonna be the longest episode we've ever done since we started this campaign 4 months ago. But you know, people have been clamoring for it, and I figured we're at a pretty significant milestone. So now it's time to drop the nuke and add no pun intended.
Very poor choice of words.
Very poor choice of words.
I'll just throw some subliminal messages in there. Don't kill me. Kill Tiny.
kill time.
Kill Tiny Nate. She deserves to die. Kill
Damn.
her.
It's kind of dark.
I
But
didn't
yeah.
say nothing. Good night.
Channeling your inner Gollum.
Well, Nate, thank you
It's-
for jumping in this evening.
Yeah, I'm sorry if I wasn't too
Oh
talkative.
no,
I
that's
was,
fine.
I was already kind of
You
Unacceptable.
get some sleep and get ready to kill off Strider tomorrow.
or Strider. I don't know.
On that note, this is a link that Iron just shared.
What?
It's important. It's imperative to the conversation.
There is that question. Is
give it and
or,
then
well,
give it
specifically
to Alex
MSNBC.
Jones
All
for
right.
like info.
I'll see you guys.
Later, Nate.
Later,
Alex
Nate.
Jones.
Later, Nate.
Give it to Alex Jones and Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Here, boys, have fun.
Yeah, I would watch the shit out of that, to be honest with you. I
Right?
would. Or put Tucker Carlson back on TV.
Put Tucker, Alex Jones, and Joe Rogan together.
Here's
man.
what he
Like,
should do. If he buys MSNBC, you know, people like Rachel Maddow have signed contracts. He needs to make sure that they have to stay in their contracts or he'll sue them into absolute oblivion and make them do and say everything he
and they'd be sitting there like that Sonny Hostin from The View, like just reading
all
it
pissed
like
off.
through
Yeah.
gritted teeth.
Well, the thing about it is that it's a cable news network, so it doesn't fall under normal FCC regulations. So what if you do that? You can just on the cable network stream the Rogan Experience on just have it set at a certain time. You could have Tucker's show, even though he's doing other stuff on his podcast and stuff, but you could put an hour or 2 hour show on. And then it's same with all of Alex Jones. Alex Jones in the morning, and
you can do whatever you want because the format is already the cable news format's already dead. MSNBC is basically a dead network. So literally anything you do differently is fine because it was going to die anyway. And Elon is an ultimate innovator. He's not afraid to change shit. He'll change anything.
Dude, he just
you
put a
think
rocket up that's bigger than the Saturn V, dude. That's
Yeah.
bad.
Like he just did something that they said was impossible when that rocket engine came down and that those arms caught it. Everybody was saying that was impossible, and then he did it.
It looks like the Rocinante from freaking The Expanse, man. It's some stuff. That is science fiction. A lot of time leads to science fact, man, and I love it.
Yeah, so if anybody can save cable news as a format, then I think Elon Musk is the guy. And if he's got Twitter, he's got MSNBC, he's got the Department of Government Efficiency, like Tesla Space, like he's like, I don't know, man. It's just fucking cool. I know he's like kind of becoming one of the most powerful people on the planet, but like I'm kind of okay with it. You know, it's got to be somebody.
Better him than some of the other assholes who have been the most powerful people on the planet for years and years, like George Soros and Klaus Schwab.
I was really surprised at how just like widespread, just like demonic abuse of children was. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, I know it's monstrous, and it's like it's people like you and I. It's hard for our brains to even consider.
I can't even.
But fathom how monstrous that is, dude.
The reason a lot of us denied it for so long was because it was too horrible to actually comprehend.
Think about.
That's why
when
you heard people saying how bad it actually was, you went like, "Oh, well, you're crazy. Can't be that bad." I mean, horrible things happen, but not on that scale. That's insane.
Especially when the thing is you had some people that were out there were trying to enlighten other people what is actually going on. And then they're out there. You have the media covering for the pure evil that's going on, calling the people trying to tell the truth. They're conspiracy theorists. That's not going on. They're sensationalizing a lot. They're constantly discrediting. The machine was fighting back, and it's gotten to the point now where it's just undeniably in our faces that they can't get away with it anymore.
It's insane. It's like, I don't know, like, Alex Jones used to talk about like Bohemian Grove and they're doing weird cult rituals and all this stuff. And I used to be like, oh, well, that's obviously silly nonsense. And now I'm like, nah, I believe all of it. I believe all of it.
When it's like, even just a couple years ago, you're like, it's not that bad. And then it's like, after what we've seen, it is that bad.
I mean, now with Bohemian Grove, especially, which are you going to? Oh, they just play a recording of a child screaming in horror and pain like they're being sacrificed to Moloch, but it's actually just a wicker and wax sculpture that they're setting on fire. Of course, it's not a human being. I'm like, nope, that's a fucking person.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: even if it
Even
is
if it
just a weird
how
occult
messed-
ritual, even if they were just lighting off a wicker thing on fire, that's
Who wants to
sufficiently
hear it?
weird.
I know,
That's
right, or
sufficiently
hear a
weird.
child
And
scream,
the
or
last
even
thing, a
something
child
acting like a
screaming in
child.
pain.
Like
and
that's
agony.
actually not better. Actually,
Dude, like the Beast. Who remembers the movie The Beastmaster?
Oh yeah,
I
The
never saw
the
that.
scene where it's like his hand, where they brand his hand as a baby. That screaming kills me. And the scene where the fucking dude throws the little girl into the fire,
oh yeah.
the screams of the child.
yeah.
I
I
as
don't
a
want to hear.
kid, and to this day, I watched the movie a couple weeks ago. I still have trouble with that scene. Not just like
Yep.
muting or like walking out the room.
No, that's
there's-
crazy. I exactly the same way. The first thing when you say Beastman, that's some of the first shit I think about.
No,
Kind of
I
like
have-
Red Sonja. The first thing I think about that haunts me is those fucking all of her sisters getting squished in that fucking chamber. Like, oh god,
Dude, I
They're
haven't
also hot
seen
too,
Beastmaster,
no.
so I'm not gonna watch it because I can't handle. Look, man, I can't ever watch Interstellar again because of watching the dude talk to his daughter. Just, I couldn't, I can't.
Yeah.
It's too close to home,
I
man.
get it,
I
I
think
get it,
about
I
like
get
with
it.
my daughter, I would just that would just it would break me, man, and I can't watch that stuff, dude. It's like, oh,
these people are messing around with like very, very old occult rituals, and there's a bunch of like weird religious traditions that are not mainstream anymore, that used to be just like at the time Jesus was running around, there were a lot of weirdos doing a lot of weird stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of messed up stuff. There's like I could think of I was just thinking, I just read it not too long ago about this one town that had stuff that even went in the gospel where he's going, with the disciples, and I forget the name of it, but it was like this place was so messed up. Like I don't think he went there. It was just like I think it was like kind of written off. I'll have to go back and check that out. But like all the stuff that was going on back then, but now it's man.
Yeah, I think that's what's going on. And this is, again, it's crazy. This is something even like 2 or 3 years ago, I would have been like, anybody who said that is crazy. And the system is generally good. There's just a few bad actors. Do. And now I'm just like, nope, they're sacrificing children to Baal. That's what's happening.
Yeah. All that stuff, man. It's like, I'm telling you, it's just like I'm all like, they're turning the frogs gay. I'm just full blown. I'm tin hat, man.
Yeah.
Which that reminded me of a skit Crowder did, and it was, how you got the Alexa thing. It was Alexa Jones, and the little Alexa thing had a tinfoil hat on it, and it was him doing the Alex Jones skit. It was just like, yeah, this is what they're doing, and all that stuff that he was talking like. That was, it's funny. That was so funny. That and one of the other funniest things, dude, and I'm sorry, you see, I'm kind of like distract or derail and stuff. When he was doing Trump playing Minecraft and he was building the wall in Minecraft and he was putting like alligators and stuff, and then he had Trump flying around the wall like Superman.
So at this point,
It's
I'm
so
just going to do. At this point, I'm just going to do for a little bit. We're going to just do open topic. So anyone can bring up something that they would like to talk about. Can be anything somewhat related to the topic of this evening, or it can be something that's just adjacent. It is just a kind of a free open period at the moment.
Real quick, the hypersonic missiles in the link you put, that's the ones that can cross the Atlantic in 5 minutes, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Like we won't even have time to get our missiles even aimed in that direction if they launch it. Like it will launch, and before we even know we're getting hit. That's how fast.
If I was reading correctly, it can hold a small nuclear payload on top of it.
Yep, sure can.
So it's not going to be like an ICBM that's just launched off and has a MIRV on it.
No.
so you can have multiple reentry vehicles. This is just one warhead, but it's going to come so fast in. There's just no time to respond.
Yeah, and there, I'm not going to go into too much details because, there's not. I mean, I don't know how much is like out. I mean, I know the information's out there, but like, there's where I live is that he was in the top 5 or 10
Spit it out, sweetheart.
locations. I'm trying not to say stuff that's.
I know what you're talking about, dude. Like I was just thinking,
classified.
I was wondering if where you were would be
In
safer
fact,
than where I was, man. Because I was like,
in a mile and a half from where I'm sitting is the place that it receives the vast majority of what we drill for America.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a top 5 or top 10 target.
Okay, now I finally fucking decipher. Now I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah,
no, that's
there's.
fucking
I was
literally
trying not to
connected.
say things that's.
I get. I was.
Supposed to say. Classified stuff.
man.
Plus, I
That-
saw an
that-
opportunity to use the.
I know,
the
I know,
quote
I know.
from-
I just there was stuff that I had to know when I was in law enforcement. I had to know about this place, and so if this is said, this happens, this can go radio. This is what you need to do. It's a kiss your asshole goodbye type of situation.
Well, it would be just in general. It's an automatic just to know that there are certain targets that are just set in the U.S. that are an automatic strike location.
Yeah,
it is going to be stuff that is going to strike points are going to be stuff that's going to either is going to critically damage the government for the functioning of the country. It's going to be ports. It's going to be the energy sector, anything to cripple the country.
Yeah,
those will be the high targets and military bases.
This facility and port where I live, it would massively cripple the shit out of America on a energy and oil scale. So
sorry.
Yeah, I mean, they get aimed for the major cities, but this is also one that's
well, not even major cities. That's the thing about it. It's not necessarily major cities. Everyone kind of thinks major cities. No, not necessarily major cities, because those, once they don't have food and resources coming in, are just going to turn into hellscapes.
Chaos.
They don't really need to bomb that.
I would just think
focus,
that. I'm sorry, go on.
The focus is going to be military bases, government buildings, and supplies.
No, I know. I also I do think that in addition, like the first salvo would be 1 or 2 major cities, because you have the potential to kill millions. So it would be like you destroy a city first,
which would be more effective, killing millions of civilians,
but misdirection. You have us looking at the city. Holy shit, we're not seeing the other stuff getting hit behind us.
Well, I'm gonna sleep good tonight. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, man, that's cool.
You should be sleeping good. Jared Leto's on the strip right now. There's an F1 race in Vegas, and they
fuck that shit.
Yeah,
Dude,
how's your traffic been
everything
affected
up
by
in
that
this
race?
town.
Dude,
Oh, it
man.
is fucked everything up completely.
They showed a map of Vegas. So it is absolutely
bullshit.
just screwing you all over.
Yeah, man.
So my wife makes most of her money taking
driving.
tourists to strip clubs and getting the kickback. Usually for like $100 or something a guy, and that makes her night. Just pick them up from the hotel, drop them off at the strip club. The strip club pays her. That's it. Now the strip clubs they're not even opening. What they're doing, they're offering virtual. They're basically turning their dancers into webcam girls for this.
Wow.
Oh,
It's
is it
so-
a race week? At least it's only a week though, right? While the race is in town.
Yeah, it's just
We're
from
going
now
back to-
till I think Sundays that when they tear it all down.
That is
Listen,
cool.
Zoom
Zoom meetings were supposed to be just 2 weeks to slow the spread. This is
That's
a permanent
that's where I
thing.
was going.
This is
spread of
Gen Z
what?
probably prefers that to a real lap dance, honestly.
The spread of what this time,
So-
man? Gonorrhea encephalitis.
All of the Lyft drivers, taxi drivers, regular casino
All screwed
industry
this
workers that
weekend. We're all
rely on
screwed this
tips and
week, yeah.
gambling, they're all fucked all weekend for this stupid bullshit. And the people that work on the strip are doubly fucked because they have to leave for work 2, maybe even 3 or 4 hours early just to get there in time. I
Dude.
know a lot of them, and no one is happy. This whole thing has wrecked this town. All of the real expensive rooms with the view of the strip that you pay extra money for, they literally, you go into that room you paid money for, and there's plywood on the outside of the window because the city ordered them to board up the windows so no one could view the race for free from their hotel room.
Wow.
Man,
It's all bullshit, and it is just
Dude,
fuck this town.
Everything around Jared Leto
relentlessly.
sucks, man. And they're gonna put out a Tron movie with him in it too, dude. The only thing he was good in was Fight Club when he was getting the living hell beat out of him. That was pretty
Dude,
cool.
I feel like when the Super Bowl comes to New Orleans,
yeah,
the Superdome is right near the I-10, the interstate that goes from California to Florida. It's positioned in a place that it shuts the entire fucking city down. It shuts down, and it shuts down traffic for 2 fucking cities.
Yeah,
like
all there on I-10, man.
There have been 12-mile backups because of people trying to get into the dome.
Yeah,
because of where it's positioned.
Wasn't that built in the 80s? Because like I think my aunt and uncle were living in New Orleans. Okay, well they were living
early 80s.
In New Orleans, and like I went to the 1984 World's Fair. That me too. Man. Cool, dude. I didn't ride that gondola across the river.
I did.
You did? I was terrified. There ain't no way I'd
I love heights.
Like,
I've always loved heights, dude. My grandpa's like,
dude, it went so I'm serious. I'll find a picture, Iron. You got to see this thing, man. It was insane. It went over the Mississippi River. They put a gondola up,
and they had to go above like where cruise ships and tanker ships would pass.
Those bridges, those twin bridges that are right there, it dwarfed them in height. It was
almost a skyscraper height.
Yes, it was, dude. It was insane.
I rode that like 8 times.
You rode it that many times, man? I was terrified. Dude, how old were you then, man? I was like
4. I was 4.
I was like, nah, I was
4.
Dude, that stuff.
I've always loved heights my whole life. And my grandpa was a Marine. He was like, fuck it, you want to ride again? Let's go. So we rode it back and forth over and over and over again.
Dude, the
guy didn't make us get off when we came back. He's like, y'all just went. Well, I was like, I want to keep riding. The guy was like, screw it, stay on. Just keep going.
I would be panicking. Like, man, my grandmother back in the day she hated heights. I remember making fun of her, and this is what I get. We would go over, man. You know what's really messed up is that one bridge, the Huey P. Long Bridge that goes straight up, and it's got a train that runs in the middle of it. It shakes the bridge when you're on.
They made it 4 lanes now.
Oh, it was just like, what is 2 lanes with a train in the middle of it?
And the whole thing shook when the train passed.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
So who's got the greatest singing voice?
Wait, what?
Who has a great singing voice?
No.
Not me.
Me? What do you need?
Okay. Go ahead and sing it.
There she was, just walking down the street singing.
Do
diddy do.
Well done. Nice.
While Diesel and Darnell were talking about that, I started thinking about something. You know what the real difference between Jared Leto and Keanu Reeves is?
Keanu Reeves is awesome.
So Jared Leto thinks he's Jesus. Keanu Reeves is Jesus, but doesn't know it. And let me provide you with some proof, both of which have cults that follow them around. Jared Leto manufactured his own cult to worship him and think that he's Jesus, while Keanu Reeves doesn't even know his cult exists. There's a documentary being made about it of people that are 100% convinced by actions and things Keanu Reeves has said that he is the second coming of Christ, but doesn't know it.
Wow.
That's all.
Wow.
I know Kung Fu.
That's crazy.
Like,
I can't get. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't get into blasphemy, man. I'm just like, there's only one Jesus.
I'm not, dude. There's people that actually think that. I'm not.
Oh, I'm sure there are. Jared Leto's a freak, man. He's got. Oh, hey, man, y'all want to see some pictures of that gondola?
Shit on Keanu Reeves because he has nothing to do with it. He doesn't.
No, I know. I like Keanu Reeves, man.
Right.
Keanu Reeves is awesome.
All right, let's just get hypothetical here. I know. Okay, look in this day and age, people like, okay, what if he is the second coming and people like what you just said are like, that's blasphemous, and then he comes and goes, and that whole second coming came and went, and because no one believed it or no one was, everyone said it was blasphemous, it's gone.
Well, bro, at least we didn't kill him this time.
Well,
Right.
right,
No.
right.
I'm like, well, dude,
Well, if you
here's
go
the
into
thing,
Revelations,
yeah, if you go into Revelations,
wouldn't
man,
even
you're gonna
have
know
anything-
what's up when Jesus comes back. There's no like, there ain't gonna be any like. I mean, there's gonna be like the faults, like the Antichrist and stuff like that. People are
Jared
gonna
Leto.
believe in him, but like when Revelation comes, man, like it's some messed
But
up stuff that's going on
what
in
if
there, dude. and
Keanu
you-
does know it? He's just not telling anybody, and all of his John Wick preparation has just been for
For the
when
war.
Revelations Part 1 begins. I don't mean to upset you, dude. That was a simple setup for a joke.
That's great.
Yeah.
But it is great if you look into the little group that actually believe that shit. Some of their arguments are pretty convincing. I'm not gonna lie. Some of the crazily profound yet simple shit that he's said over the years, and pretty interesting. But yeah, fucking Jared Leto's just a douche nozzle and a terrible joker.
Yes.
I only have 4 1/6 scale Jared Leto Joker figures. I don't need any more.
Only that many.
Just
as long as it
4.
stays
I
under
buy all
5.
5 of them.
Okay, so before we start outros, it's that time of the night.
Yay!
So I'd like to thank this evening's sponsor, The Humble Match. This match starts fire, has kept people warm, and kept us from having to rub sticks together just to get fire going. If it wasn't for the match, we would have some very cold nights and we would not be able to see when power goes out. But always remember, you want to find waterproof ones to keep them able to light. Thank you to The Humble Match for sponsoring this episode of Insert Title Here.
Wow.
Hey, is that a good? That's not one of those like cheap ones where like the little tip will fall off, right, man?
He
Is it a
just
good
told you
one?
find a good one.
Oh, okay.
What's a good
Sorry,
seller?
man.
You want a quality one.
Yeah.
Waterproof.
No shit. All week I've been excited to see what his sponsor was.
And I told that one again out of my ass in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Because I keep freaking forgetting about it.
Oh, that's one of my favorite things, man. Just see who's the sponsor this week.
So we're going to go around the
That's
horn
the fun
and
thing.
we will start off, since he didn't actually get an intro because he when he got in, we will start with Diesel.
Hey,
Diesel, where are you going to be?
Sunday, Moxie Dames channel. We are going to be doing a live reading of like the Star Trek episode. Let me find the name of it. It is The Big Goodbye, Star Trek Next Generation episode. And I'm going to be reading for Worf and Riker, man. I got the Alpha Chad roles, man. So I'll have to, Commander, I think we're going to, I'll have to do that. And then I'll have to get I'll watch that video of it that we watched earlier, MSK, where it's like, no, pure fiction, total,
I
to
thought
get
we
the
were
right.
going for goofiness with that.
Oh, we
Going for
are?
serious? I don't know. I don't know.
Oh no,
That's
man!
why I
Like
asked.
she said, she'd like to hear a Southern Wharf or something like that. So it's
Yeah,
like-
yeah,
I don't. I have an accent.
yeah.
Okay,
No, not at all.
I
Excellent.
was unaware, man.
But see, I don't hear mine at all. I get
No,
it.
man. When I
Excellent.
hear myself on tape, I'm like, man, I sound like good goobity goo. Like I sound. I tell you, it's like the only person I can compare it to, man, is like Camelot. I was like, when I heard that dude, I was like, I think we have the same accent, man. Like he's in, like, even though he's in that fancy, like Huntsville, a real nice, high roller city, man.
Dude,
Yeah, man. When I
finally
hear
get
myself, I'm
Camelot
like,
on,
Wait.
happy.
Are you comparing any Alabama town to high end?
yeah,
Okay.
dude. Let me tell you something, man. Everybody can rip on the state all they want to, but see, the little known secret is this place is a fucking paradise. If you can deal with
He's right.
you deal with a hot summer, it's beautiful. I got to show you some pics since it's fall. It is just amazing outside, man. It's like and like Vagabond and I were texting back and forth. We weren't texting about chicken, which was hilarious. It's like we were sitting there talking about, I was like, dude, did the fucking temperature fall? It was like it was like 74 degrees to like 40. No, man, I'm like middle. I'm like, if you look for the blue spot, Lake Martin in the center of the state, I'm very close to that. So man.
Center for you is North Louisiana for me. Like
oh, right.
I'm in the fucking Gulf.
You're way more humid than and I know, man. My in-laws used to live in Amite. So it was pretty. It was.
I don't count that. That's not Louisiana. I don't count that.
Oh, okay. What is that? Like Mississippi? Yeah,
it's Louisiana, but I say it's Mississippi because
Mississippi's right there on the edge,
backwoods
man.
People, yeah.
That was some backwoods. That was one of those. I was like, in the roads, man. I was just like,
I finally went through it a month ago. No, in October I went through a meet and I was like, this city is fucking shit, man.
Yeah.
Iron, what you got going on?
I'm going to fuck the bed, dude. I've been up 5 a.m. But no space jockeys this week because Diesel's got something really fun over on Moxie's channel, so everybody should go hang out over there. I'll be back next. I will be on Curse of Strahd tomorrow. For how long, I don't know.
Don't worry, you're going to be fine. Strider's the one that's not. Strider's the one that's dying.
Yeah, probably, but nothing else really planned after that. Weekly Rogues Gallery every Friday, presumably at 5:30, maybe a little later depending on busy time at work. So expect later shows between now and the end of January. That's about it. Go subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter, and blah blah blah.
Iron is awesome. That's my brother. I hate that we had to skip Space Jockeys, which is a fantastic title, by the way. But I think he and I couldn't. I didn't come up with a topic, man, because I've been kind of like this hernia surgery's kicking my ass. But we'll come back with something. And he's got to watch Arcane. I recommend that. Yeah, highly recommend that for everybody, man. You might think that it might be a little woke looking at it, but the animation is absolutely
looks dope, man.
Gorgeous,
I've been watch it. I just haven't had time, so this will give me a reason to get on it.
Yeah, it's and they're long episodes too, man. They're like 40-something minutes a piece, man. Yeah. Damn. But it is. I'm telling you, it's worth it, man. I mean, it could take weeks. It'll, however long it takes for you to get through it. But like the animation goes to. It can go from like just like this normal real and it's beautiful animation to this stylized stuff, almost like remember the AHA video from back in the 80s when it turned them into like when they were made them look like they were like scribbling and stuff like that. It can do that, and then it can do like an X-ray thing on different type. And it all blends together like flawlessly, man.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to like hijack the outro again. I was just kind of.
I love you.
Cool. And then we're gonna go to Theo. Hey Theo, did you hear the alarms earlier? Did you hear some fire trucks? I did.
No, I must be too far away. But yeah, it's a mess. It's been a lot of alarms lately, though.
I have noticed that too. I knew the beef was coming.
Yeah. Oh man,
what you got going on, Theo?
All right, well, I tell you what, I'm going to be doing comedy in a lot of different places. I've got a show coming up next month in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. And if you want to buy tickets for that, just go ahead and actually, I should post my link tree in the chat. What I need to do, it would be great if you guys could follow me on any and all social media. That would be fantastic. Because that is the best way to figure out what shows that I'm on and where I'm doing comedy at any given time.
All right. And Quizmaster Darnell Quigley, what you got going on?
All right. I got a long list. I will be on Curse of Strahd tomorrow. Maybe MSK tomorrow night if he pushes the stream back to accommodate the show. Shut up. Sunday night, I'll be Moxie Dame with Diesel. I have 4 parts to read for, and if I'm not mistaken, I will be reading to myself in a couple spots.
Oh, that would be dope, man.
I have Tasha, Wesley, Felix Leach, and Lieutenant Dan Bell. I'll be doing. I'm
Shut
pretty
up,
sure
Wesley.
a couple of those characters talk to each other. So I may
Wait,
be
you're
reading
doing
for
Tasha
myself.
Yar too, man?
Yeah, I'm doing all of it, man. I don't know why she gave me 4, but fuck it, I'll do it.
Be like Frank Welker, dude.
Yeah, I gotta. Yeah, it's Monday, the MSK show. Tuesday, quiz time with me, and then Friday back here for insert title here, and anywhere else I pop up, which is random. Oh, and Sham Records on YouTube, youtube.com/@Sham Records. It is some awesome AI music. I and a buddy of mine create. We put a few more songs up over the weekend. I was late tonight because we finished 2 more tonight, and I have, I think, 9 songs to drop, and we're going to be doing more every day for the next couple weeks. So go check that out. Go sub to the channel. Listen to the music. It's really fucking cool.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to thank all of you guys for joining me this evening.
Thank you for
as
having
it hasn't been fully really identified, Darnell has officially become the co-host of the Insert Title Here show.
Cool.
Going forward. So when he's able to, he will help out with things in that capacity. And thank you for staying in our private chat and bringing those items up as we were going through. I myself will be back next week at the same time at 9:30 Pacific time. And I have tomorrow night over on MSK's show. And then I'll be watching to the Curse of Strahd. And then I'm going to tune into the Moxie as well.
Cool.
So everyone, you have a great night. Have a great weekend. And remember what's coming up this next week is Thanksgiving. So spend the week thinking about others and giving thanks for what we have in our lives, and think about those that don't quite have that, and hope and pray for them to be able to get those things. Everyone, have a great night, and we will see you again later on the next episode of Insert Title Here.
No, man. Shit, no, man. I believe you get your ass kicked saying something like that, man.